Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. DQ, South Carolina's had a long run of defensive backs that have come through and done a great job in previous years. Just talk about, you're the guy this year on that, though. What's your leadership role going to be, or what do you see, you're a fit for this coming season?
The leadership role, it definitely changes this year with all the guys we lost to the draft last year. I'm stepping up to that plate now, and I know the history of the DBs that have left the University of South Carolina. We developed, so I'm that next guy. So I'm ready for it, and I'm ready for the challenge.
Left side, third row.
Good morning, DQ.
Good morning.
AP Stedham, AP as we see it. DQ, you got the commercial with Dairy Queen. What's going on?
Nah, it's something I want to work with one day. Just a lot of people on my team tell me that, Dairy Queen, they call me that as well.
Yeah, that's cool. DQ, what would you like people to know about the defense this year?
Nothing changes. I know we lost a lot of players, a lot of vocal leaders, but we're replacing that. It's not easy to replace, but we know what the standard is, and we're gonna hold those guys accountable to that standard.
Stay on the left side, fourth row.
Sort of along those same lines, what do you think the identity of y'all's defense will be this fall?
I don't like I said, I don't think the identity changes at all. We got just new faces that come in and step in the roles that guys that left last year. The identity stays the same. We want to be that tough team, that tough defense. That's the real gritty and ready to get down and dirty, whatever. So just being dominant. That's the main thing, just dominant.
Right here, back here on the front row again.
You're going to be one of the faces of that defense this year, and you're going to be out there more visible than you've been in the past. So what's the most important thing you want people to know about you?
The most that I'm a team guy first. I put the team first, then me. Then obviously, just being a non-selfish guy, just out there to make plays, whether I'm making a play or not, I'm the contained player, get the ball back so somebody else can make the play. I'm one of those guys, not really a selfish guy.
How important is it to write off last year as a very good year, but each year is different? How important is that as a player?
It's definitely important, because we coming into the season with the confidence, the confidence we needed to go into the season. It's never easy, starting with a game like Virginia Tech. We have obviously first game, it's a big game, so just we need that confidence going into this year. Not really focused on last year though. Just it's a new year, new faces, so just going in here with the utmost confidence and balling out.
Left side.
What's it like working with Coach Gray? How would you describe him to everyone?
Tough coach. He's gonna put you in the film. You're gonna know a lot of things going into a game week. He's just one of those guys that just loves football. The way he loves football is gonna show the way he coaches us. He's yelling a lot. Saying a lot of things, but at the end of the day, he loves us, and he wants us to do best.
Left side, third row.
DQ, what's the difference when you're preparing for the dual threat quarterback versus the pocket passer?
Pocket passer, it's kind of like just keeping the quarterback. We're really not worried about him running or nothing like that. So just really getting to the quarterback. It's not, if he's a pocket passer, he's probably accurate, very accurate. So we have to be great in coverage. Dual threat, when we're preparing for a quarterback like that, obviously you have to contain him, keep him in the pocket, but the most important thing is when he get outside the pocket, plaster into receivers, get into receivers, that's trying to make plays for the quarterback. So that's probably the two differences.
Back on the front row.
What's your thoughts of the season's opener? You get to come back to Atlanta. You're going to be playing in front of a national spotlight. You're playing Coach Beamer's old school where he went. His dad coached there. But just give us your thoughts on the season opener here in Atlanta.
It's a great game, especially with it being his, alma mater. So just going out here trying to make a statement for our season, it could really set the standard for what we do this year. It's not really going to I would say make an outcome of what we do this game, but it's the first game, so you always want to make a dominant standpoint, obviously just to win.
Left side, fourth row.
Obviously, it's been a while since you went through the recruiting process and coming to South Carolina, but certainly a little unique. What do you remember about just being recruited by South Carolina and how it all played out for you to get to the Gamecocks?
Well, obviously in high school I was a quarterback, so just South Carolina wasn't always a school I wanted to come to just because I wanted to play quarterback. I wanted to throw the ball a lot, or whatever that meant. So just finally making the decision to play defensive back, there was no reason for me to leave. You know, with Coach Beamer just getting here, so it was a new identity with the school. And then Coach Gray, I felt like was the best defensive back coach in America, and I still feel that way. So just it was, and then my family is also here as well. So just staying here was the most important thing for me.
Right side, third row.
DQ, South Carolina was one of the hottest teams in the country last year, down the stretch. How do you go about carrying over that momentum through the offseason into fall?
That momentum definitely carries over to this year, but at the same time, it's new faces now. It's a new year for us. We're not really worried about last year, what we did last year. It's definitely something that boosts the confidence a little bit, but at the end of the day, we still have to go play ball, and it's a new year. Everybody's record is 0-0, so just going out there, dominating again.
Middle, fourth row.
ADQ, Noah Chash, ABC Columbia. Since you moved to the defensive side of the ball, do you have a favorite kind of play, like a hit stick, interception? Like, what is your favorite thing to do on the field?
Interceptions. That's my favorite thing. Interception and sacks. Those are my two probably favorite things to do. I have a couple of both, so just those two things bring the most excitement out of me.
Front row.
Playing in Williams-Brice Stadium is a great experience and environment to play in there. But where is your favorite place to play when you have to go on the road?
On the road, we play in the SEC, a hard conference, the hardest conference in college football. So just, I feel like every time we go on the road, it's a hard environment to play in. Favorite place, I really don't have a favorite. Just they're all amazing because it's SEC fans going behind their team. Just everything is the same. Like the smack talking from the fans, everything, the loud stadiums, everything's the same. So I feel like definitely every time we're on the road, it's one of my favorite places to play.
Right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. Last year, it came down to the wire against Alabama. Alabama obviously comes to Columbia, which has been a difficult place for them in the past. Stephen Garcia remembers. Just what's the mindset going into it? I know it's several weeks away, but what's the mindset kind of going into that matchup, knowing the history of that series?
Right now, Alabama's one of the fourth, fifth game. I'm not sure when it is. Yeah. So we're not really worried about that game right now. It's kind of game by game. But when that game does come, it's definitely gonna be a huge game for us. Obviously, knowing Alabama's history and what they have done, then coming to our stadium. So it's definitely gonna be a huge game for us. We're gonna be hyped up for that game.
Left side, third row.
DQ, you're sort of a big defensive back, I would say. And I know they're both challenges, but you have a smaller, fast receiver or a big, tall receiver. What's more challenging for you?
I wouldn't say anything is challenging. I can move still. I can move really well. So just there's really no challenge. We're going to call the right play for different personnel, whatever it is. So it's all the same to me.
Right here in the middle.
DQ, would you be a better college quarterback than Lenoris would be a college DB, or vice versa?
I'm gonna give it to Lenoris. I'm gonna give it to myself. Actually, I'm gonna give it to myself. I'll be a better quarterback.
Any final questions? We have a good talker here. Anybody else? DQ, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck this year.
Thank you.